Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 177 of Nintendo Therapy. Thank you very much. It's great to be here tonight. We're coming to you live from an Animal Crossing basement, which means this is already the nicest podcast studio we've ever had. Look at this place. We've got the city skyline over here. Hup, hup, hup. Woo! Back I go. We got a desk, we've got lighting, we've got everything. I don't want to say our host has too much free time, but this is the most work anyone's put into Animal Crossing since 2021. Before we begin, I'd like to thank tonight's sponsor, Tom Nook. People say Tom Nook is a villain. Meanwhile, every real bank in the world is looking at his business model and saying, wait, you're allowed to do that? 0% interest, no payment deadlines, no credit checks. At this point, I think Tom Nook, he's just bad at business. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest joining us tonight. A gyroid. I just realized I don't have any gyroids. So, we have a good show for you tonight. We'll be answering viewer mail, talking the Nintendo Therapy questionnaire, hopefully figuring out what exactly Waluigi does for a living. Stick around, everybody. It's going to be a good show. Okay, everybody. I am Kevin, and I have a very special guest here tonight for Nintendo Therapy, all the way from flying in from his Animal Crossing town, Harrison.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, keep it going. Kevin, thanks for having me today. And how's it going over on your end?
Well, been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, obviously. And also Lego Star Wars is another thing I've been playing a lot of. And I had this realization today while I was playing Lego Star Wars is the Lego games are doing spoof comedy humor, in my opinion, like better than the spoof comedy movies are at this point. Um, it was about the time I made it to Empire Strikes Back in the Skywalker saga. It clicked that it was the same style of humor as like a Naked Gun or a Mel Brooks movie. And I was just like, man, they're doing it so much better than most of the most recent examples of those things I've been seeing. So, really enjoying Lego Star Wars. How about you? What have you been playing?
Well, I'll keep mine short because there's been an indie game that has a stranglehold on my plane right now. So it's been like playing things that I need to either for the podcast or for my gaming channel. And then I've just been so deep in one particular game that I've been, which isn't on Switch yet. I hope it comes to Switch one day. So that's pretty much it. I shared a few. I haven't played Mecha Chameleon yet, but I've been watching a lot of videos on that. Man, that would have been such a good Switch game if Nintendo could have done it first. Because right now they just use these like white blob characters. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's generic, right? Like it's supposed to be just very generic. But like if you added Nintendo characters to that, man, like that would
One
have
thing I
been.
don't understand though is you're only supposed to have, I think it's 60 seconds to paint yourself in that. So why do I sometimes see videos where they're making these like masterpieces? Are they able to keep touching themselves up once the round starts?
I don't really know. Like I don't know the
Uh,
time limits because for some of them, I've seen it where it's longer, where it's like 2.5 minutes, and then I've also seen videos of people who play it on like tablets or like sketch pads or something. So
oh, okay.
So I'm sure there's that. I wouldn't be doing that. I'd for sure get caught. But yeah, I was just watching this and I was like, man, like this is a game where apparently it was a small team and it took a few months very little marketing, and it's made over 10 million in sales. I'll say it like that. But man, like if Nintendo made that, we'd be praising them so much. Like, oh man, like they did it again. Like they made Splatoon, but they just made a different Splatoon, right?
Yeah, it's
I
very Splatoon like.
Yeah, yeah, and like of course there's guns in it, but you could just replace those guns with paint guns, and you're good to go. You got a safe Nintendo game that you can play. So, um, yeah, that is kind of it. Let's do some viewer mail. I can't believe it, Kevin. We surprisingly got some viewer mail today because they knew that we were going to be meeting for this kind of late night sort of podcast today. All right, Kevin. So, our viewer mail today, our first one, is from a Nintendo Therapy fan of ours. It reads, "Dear Nintendo Therapy, for years I've pursued the same young man and his blonde friend. No matter how many No matter how many elaborate plans I create, they continue to interfere with my career goals. At what point does persistence become unhealthy? Sincerely, G. Dorf. From Gerudo Valley? G. Dorf. G. Dorf. Huh. Well, okay. Anyways, thank you, G. Dorf. What do you think he should do?
Well, if I were him, I would try to find out if there's any, you know, magical totems of power lying around. I feel like that is the key to solving his problem.
I want to know what his, infatuation with this young man and blonde friend, which sounds like is a girl or a woman. So, I mean, is he attracted to both of these people? Does he have a certain infatuation with them? And I think it already sounds pretty unhealthy, G. Dorf. I think so. I think so. But thank you for your letter from Gerudo Valley. I hope you're doing well. Hope, if you're well, anyways, whoever that is. Next one. Dear
Good
Nintendo,
music out of Gerudo Valley.
I have been defeated, exploded, rebuilt, cloned, infected, frozen, and vaporized. Yet somehow I keep ending up back at work. Is this dedication, or am I failing to establish healthy boundaries? Sincerely, R. Lee from Deep Space. R. Lee. R. Lee. Is that someone we know? Ah, it couldn't be. It couldn't be. It couldn't be anyone that we know. All right. So, what could we tell R. Lee to do? It's not Robert Lee. It must be someone different.
I'm stumped on this one. I'm thinking maybe cut back on the cloning, maybe try to see where you wind up as your original self, see where the journey takes you. Just try to find a different position. Maybe something else is available. Check the want ads.
Sounds horrible. I feel bad for you, R. Lee. I mean, it sounds like some kind of messed up Groundhog's Day that you're going through. Like, like not only can you just not live, but you just have to go back to work every time. I can't imagine that. Wouldn't you want to come back as like somebody who, you know, perhaps fights crime? Man. Man. So thank you to R. Lee, um, another Nintendo Therapy listener. I have no idea who these people could be. So I have one more here for us. Dear Nintendo Therapy, I have spent years helping people move to new communities, providing them with interest-free home loans, and allowing them to repay me whenever they choose. Despite this, many people on the internet insist that I am some kind of villain. How can I improve my public image when I am simply trying to help? Sincerely, TN from the Island Development Services. Wait a second. Wait, hold on. TN. Now, this one sounds familiar, Kevin. Eh, Do we know this person?
Ian, what I need you to do is I need you to stop being so generous, okay? It's not crazy to charge interest on loans. You should probably look into that. And I don't know, maybe set up some sort of secondary source of income. Maybe some kind of store or something like that. Maybe whatever your hobbies are. Maybe you could, if you're into music, find a music act that you could have visit your local area and take a percentage of their income, like a manager. Maybe you could get involved in local government and try to see what's going on in your town hall.
So, you think perhaps some interest would be good for TN? Is that what I'm hearing? Am I hearing that
Yes.
correctly? You think, you know what? Oh, hold on just a sec. I'm not allowing this. I'm not allowing this. Hold on, let me get over here. Okay, so you know what? You know something? I've seen this house. I've seen this house you're in. I'm in your basement right now. This is a big house. You paid off this house already, didn't you?
Yes.
And now, and interest free, right? Right? It was interest free, right?
Listen, I am a wealthy, independent. I sell seashells.
Well, hey,
Okay, that's
hey,
what I do.
whatever. I'm wealthy too. You've seen my. I'm wealthy too. I'm a capitalist. Okay,
I got a lot of
but
business interests.
but it seems pretty messed up though that you would say charge people interest when you already paid off your entire house.
I got mine. I'm good. It's time for trickle down economics with the bells.
What is the Animal Crossing version of avocado toast? I can't even get. I
Something
can't.
at the
I can't even get back to the couch while I'm in the camera mode. So I'm just gonna stay here. um. Well. Okay. All right. Um. Well, should we reveal the last one, listeners? If you
sure.
haven't figured it out by now, I'm pretty sure TN is Tom Nook. So thank you, Tom Nook. The other ones, who knows? If you know who those could be, then then let us know. Let's take a short break.
So, in other news, I wanted to do this segment this week, which is Switch versus Switch 2 release schedule. Since we are a year into the Switch 2's life, we've now gotten a new Nintendo Direct that gave us a pretty good idea of what the rest of the year is going to be. So, we've got release dates for things that allowed me to do two key comparisons. Now, the first one is I'm going to compare the first 10 games exclusive to each console that fit the following criteria. So, the games that got a physical release, not just eShop games. They both systems had a lot of just like games that you can't get physically. Um, Games that are not available on other systems. So this includes remakes like Mario Kart 8, even Breath of the Wild, because that came out on the Wii U, and they're published by Nintendo. So these are the first 10 true exclusives for each console. The Switch had 1-2 Switch, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Pokemon Tournament DX, Mario Odyssey, Snipper Clips Plus, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Kirby Star Allies, Nintendo Labo, and then Mario Tennis Aces was number 10 in release order. And then now, Switch 2, we have to go a little bit into the future for this because we don't yet have 10 Switch 2 games, but now that we've had the Direct, we know what they'll be. Uh, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Kirby Air Riders, Mario Tennis Fever, Pokopia, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, Star Fox, Splatoon Raiders, and Nintendo Switch Sports Resort comes out in October of 2026. Now, I'm going to admit, Star Fox, it's kind of breaking the rules, the no remake rules. So I already looked into if you want to sub something, you could sub in Fire Emblem Fortune's Wave. It's due out in September. That's a completely original game, only available on Switch 2. Either way, the timetable ends in October. So if you look at it, the OG Switch, it took it 15 months to hit 10, took Switch 2 16 months. So it's going at about the same pace. I think a lot of people condense the Switch's release schedule in their mind when they talk about, oh, it had this phenomenal first year. And yeah, a lot of that is because you're including stuff that was available on multiple systems. Before we move on to the next thing, what do you think of that, Harrison?
I think two things. The first one is the parts that you have eliminated for this thought experiment, I think, are the ones that make the Switch and the Switch 2 unique. The Switch not having a lot of third party at launch, but having, well, I guess the second part to it would be that uh, I've said on here many times that the Switch 2 is just a it's just a Mario away from it being right there with a Switch console as far as like the first year goes. So I think that's what separates it is one it's the third party, and I'll also include the games that come over from the Wii U to the Switch, which is more unique than um, from going from the Switch to a Switch 2, because we all know that not many people own the Wii U, and a lot
Yeah.
of games didn't exist for very long on a Wii U before going to a Switch. And that's the other part where if we right now had a 3D Mario already or one that was coming up this year, I think we'd be looking at the Switch 2 in a different light. And perhaps Ocarina of Time has closed that gap a little bit. Or perhaps there's another
hmm
game in someone's mind, whether it was Bonanza or Bacopia, that has closed that gap as well. But right, I think if you look at it as a whole, Switch and Switch 2 are very, very different when you consider the transition and the third party.
Well,
But
I think one of the key differences is the next category I had here, which you started to kind of talk about, is the Switch 2, while it's keeping original games going at about the same pace, it is doing way more uh, releases of stuff that was already released. So if you compare the two systems, how long it took them to get 10 of those, you go from Breath of the Wild on the Wii U was in on or Breath of the Wild on Switch, which was a Wii U game, was there on launch, so you can start right from the beginning. Mario Kart 8 as well. Um, and then it takes them all the way until Pikmin 3 Deluxe in 2020 to get their 10th Wii U game on the Switch. Whereas Switch 2 versions, uh, they've already done it basically within the first year. Um, you got Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition, Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition, Mario Party Switch 2, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Pokemon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime 4, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Xenoblade Definitive, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will be the 10th Switch 2 edition in July.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they are rapid firing those.
So then, what's your main takeaway between these two?
I think the Switch was less reliant on releases that they had already established. It seems like the Switch 2, a lot of what they're trying to argue with the Switch 2 is, hey, you can get the Switch games but better plus new games now, and I think they're trying to do their best to make almost all of the top Switch titles have a Switch 2 version, um, because they now realize, hey, maybe we should have done that with the Switch and done more Wii U things, because there's still a handful of Wii U games that haven't gotten re-released, which we've talked about on here a few times. So I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting, that a lot of their output, and it's actually a common criticism I see online, that a lot of their output now is just Switch 2 versions of games. And I actually think marketing wise, that might convince a lot of people to get a Switch 2.
Yeah, it's the pricing part of it, which which is really taken away from the experience, I think. I do because like I think, and I hate to bring it back to the Steam Deck, but when I bought a Steam Deck, the selling point was buy a Steam Deck, invest the money, but then you can save a lot of money on games over the lifespan, which is true. I mean,
Hmm.
I've saved hundreds of dollars. Just
Well, I think they're trying to do that here too, because I think, in their minds, people already own these games, and they're like, oh, and it's just $10 or sometimes even less to get the Switch 2 version, and then they'll go back into playing the games. But in reality, a lot of people are buying the Switch 2 version as their first version of that game. At least I know that's what I'm doing for a lot of them.
yeah, but let's say they're not though, and then it's just so different because I I don't know what their numbers would be as far as what their goal is of okay, we have this number in our install base for Switch. Not all of them will come to Switch 2, but a certain percentage will, which means we need a certain percentage to either join or come back to the system in this generation. So, how do we get those people back or in? And at this point, it goes back to the pricing where I just say like it's still a little bit confusing, but I'm not going to rehash, things that we've talked about every week. Pretty much. Like that's the only criticism that I would have, but this again, I would call it thought experiment is interesting when you look at the games side by side. It's sometimes similar in the scheduling or the time frame.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then the other part I'd add to again is just that there's really not a huge comparison going from like having the Wii U games on Switch and then the Switch games to Switch 2 again because the Switch was a make or break system for Nintendo at the time. The Switch 2 is more of a, can the numbers go up further? Can we
Yeah.
more retain um, an installed base, which I imagine the Switch 2 is as well. I don't know what the split would be, but I imagine the big goal would have been can we just retain people over time?
Yeah, and also I think it's important people keep in mind, like I said, I think people are condensing the Switch's entire life when they compare it to Switch 2, at least people online are a lot. When they talk about like how the Switch had so many hits and where are they on the Switch 2? And I think it's like, guys, this if they have similar lifespans, there's still 7 years of games to go. That's a lot of games. So we're just gonna have to wait and see.
All right, Kevin, a lot of new segments for this new setting for today. And I've mentioned to you that hey, David Letterman is my guy. He's the person who was on my TV as a kid more than maybe anyone. And um, well, I'm not old enough to go anywhere beyond that. So he remains to be my favorite. So we got a top 10 list for today. But I wanted to quickly go through the one it's inspired by. So I was going through the Wayback Machine last night, and I picked one from June 26, 1995. Not significant at all. I mean, it was a year that I watched it a lot with my parents, but it had Diane Lane. I don't really remember her from too much. Man of Steel, I think.
Yeah.
Um, Outsiders? Yes, Outsiders. Yes, okay. Uh, Warren Zevon. Am I saying that right? Um, Werewolves of London, I think. And then the one that I do know is it was the U.S. TV debut of Oasis. So that that one is significant to me. So that's cool. That's
Hmm.
cool. All right. So their top 10 list on this day was top 10 ways to make hockey more exciting. Number 10, during playoffs, players dress up as their favorite Ice Capades character. Number 9, Canadians must play in bare feet. Number 8, all penalty minutes must be served sitting next to that guy who played Doc on the Love Boat. Number 7, just barely visible under ice. Frozen body of Walt Disney. Number 6, replace Zamboni with a Ford Bronco. Number 5, your New Jersey Devils starting goalie, Miss Katharine Hepburn. I don't remember who played in the NHL Finals this year. Number 4, new snack bar item. Players missing teeth dipped in fudge. Number 3, every team roster must include one lesser known cast member from the Love Boat. A lot of Love Boat today. Number 2, only guys named Stanley get to wear a cup. And the number 1 way to make hockey more exciting, let Michael Jordan take a crack at it. Dun,
I
dun,
think I remember
dun.
seeing a clip of him saying that.
This is of
Now that
course
you've gotten to it.
this is of course right after Michael Jordan comes back to baseball, comes
Yeah.
back to basketball, I meant to say, and he loses in the first round. If you look in this month, there's other jokes about the Orlando Magic losing in the NBA Finals that year. So, anyways, all right. So the one that you haven't seen, Kevin, is top 10 ways to shake up Animal Crossing. Number 10. Every villager is legally allowed one punch per week. Number 9. Tom Nook now accepts payments in expired Blockbuster gift cards. Number 8. Once a month, your island is audited by the IRS. Number 7. Hidden somewhere on every island, Waluigi. Number 6. Instead of a museum, Blathers runs a combination casino and pawn shop, which I really want now. Number 5. Random chance. Your island is relocated to Cleveland. Number 4. Every fishing tournament ends with a cage match. Number 3. Isabel is replaced by a guy who just says, "Have you tried turning it off and on again?" Number 2. KK Slider only performs songs requested by angry Yelp reviewers. And the number 1 way to shake up Animal Crossing. Replace Dodo Airlines with Spirit Airlines. After all, they do need business. They got a lot of
Yep.
planes just sitting around not going anywhere. I don't even know what happens to those planes when an
They'll
airline shut.
figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a YouTube video on it somewhere. Um, all right, cool. Let's transition then. All right, let's get serious for a second. We know that some late night is going away, which is why we're here, right? That's why we're here.
Yeah.
They can't cancel this show. I guess they could. Technically they could. Someone could cancel this show, but I don't think it would be this administration. It would most likely be the company we talk about. But anyways, Colbert would do the Colbert questionnaire, and we're gonna do a hybrid today. And you don't have to be prepared for this at all. Maybe you are. But anyways,
Okay.
this is going to be the hybrid Nintendo Therapy questionnaire. If you are aware of the Colbert questionnaire, some of the questions come from there. But then we got some Nintendo questions as well. All right, Kevin, are you ready to begin the Nintendo Therapy questionnaire?
Yes.
Okay. Number one, Kevin, what's the best sandwich?
If you're going to a sandwich shop, then I would say an Italian sub. But if you're just making a sandwich at home, I like a good old fashioned peanut butter jelly with some sliced up bananas in there. Simple enough.
That's one of my favorites. Number two, what Nintendo game would you recommend to everyone?
Breath of the Wild. It's a boring answer, but I know I've heard so many people who say I don't play video games, but I play Breath of the Wild. It seems like such an easy game for people to wrap their minds around and go ahead and play.
What is the scariest Nintendo enemy?
Since my mind is on Zelda, it's either that weird thing in Ocarina of Time, in the you know the scary thing where the hand grabs you and you get stuck and its jaw opens wide and it goes to like eat you. Probably that thing.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll go back to the classical one. I didn't write it down, but hey, we'll do the classical one. Kevin, apples or oranges?
Apples.
So then, if we change it, Kevin, Mario or Link?
Link.
Have you ever gone out of your way to meet a celebrity or a creator?
Not really out of my way. In fact, I can say this is a definite no because even when I'm at a convention, if the line is too long, I'm like, yeah, forget it. So no.
So we're talking like what, like 30 minutes?
If there's more than like 20 people in line, yeah, I'm like, yeah, forget it.
All right. What Nintendo game would you most want to play in the afterlife?
You know, Animal Crossing can give you a lot of longevity. I haven't played Pokopia yet, so I don't know if that's a good long play, but something that's got a lot of longevity to it, like Animal Crossing.
Maybe a game that's not out yet. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully it's not tomorrow. Okay.
Hmm.
Kevin, what is your favorite action movie?
Oof, that's a hard question because I love a lot of superhero movies. Probably Spider-Man, 2002 Spider-Man, if that counts as an action movie.
Right.
It's got a lot of action in it.
Superhero movies are action movies. Okay. Do you have a favorite Nintendo sound?
I like the rupee sound from A Link to the Past, and I like the main menu from A Link to the Past when the sword comes down and it's
Yeah.
like that's that really hits me.
Do you have a least favorite sound, Nintendo or any game?
Yeah, Mario crying in Yoshi's Island.
That's mine too. Exercise. Worth it?
You know, Depends on what you mean by worth it, because I do exercise because I'm getting old now and I got to keep myself healthy. I do treadmill and things like that. I hate doing it, but I like that I'm not out of shape because of it. So, if there was a way to not do it and stay in shape, I wouldn't.
Gaming, physical or digital?
See, here's the thing. Usually physical, but for the Switch and by extension the Switch 2, I have made the decision to be exclusively digital because when I travel with it, I want the entire library to travel with me. So if it's a handheld system, I like it to all be on the system, but a console like PlayStation 5, I stay physical.
What Nintendo character would make the best late night host?
Probably Wario or who else is in there? Because I could picture a good Danny DeVito Wario late night show. Um, yeah, he's gonna be the front runner. I mean, he's the party guy. Maybe Toad.
Someone, someone enthusiastic, someone with charisma.
Yeah,
It,
I could see. It depends on what the show is. I could see Peach being a good host, and oh, Daisy definitely because she's like Peach, but like with Jessie from Toy Story's personality. So, yeah,
right.
Daisy's a good one.
Someone who's going to do some acting, some dancing, a little bit, enough singing, some improv, and I could see Toad being like a James Corden. Like,
Yeah.
like some people are gonna really like him, but but Sean's gonna hate it though. So, uh,
Who's the Jimmy Fallon though? The, who's the boring choice for a host?
yeah.
Let's see. Probably I could see Luigi being the
Who,
Jimmy Fallon.
well,
Unfortunately,
who's the golden retriever of Nintendo characters? That's that's
yeah,
that's whoever whoever
Yoshi.
that is. It might be Yoshi. It might be
Yeah.
Yoshi because all right, yeah. Who leave a comment, listeners? Who's the most apolitical Nintendo character? Uh, you can only play one Nintendo game for the rest of your life. What is it?
Yeah, this is like the afterlife one though. So do I go with one that has a lot of longevity, like Animal Crossing, or do I go with the one that I play over and over and over again? Um, let's see. I'm gonna say Ocarina of Time just because I'm hyped on the remake right now, and if I had to guess, that's probably the answer for the one I've played the most times. So Ocarina of Time,
What number am I thinking of?
probably 6.
No, but it
Oh,
actually does have a connection to the number six. So
I
that's
remember
it.
seeing a magic trick once where you tell someone, think of a number between 1 and you put your hand up, and 10 you put your hand up, and then if you snap your finger at about where 7 would be, it makes them think of 7, and they don't realize they're subconsciously doing it, and you can get them every time. I've tried it; it works.
I know they talked about it on like places like Daily Show and everything, but you know how the what's it called? The 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 thing in January, the presidential it's not award, but they had at the Hilton and there was a shooting there, right? And
Yeah.
it was hosted by the Mentalist. Um
Hmm.
and it's like, hey Mentalist, like if you want to impress people, why not be like, hey, everyone get out. Like everyone run. That would be impressive, right? Then I'm sold. Then I'm like, okay, this guy is serious. And last question, Kevin. Describe your gaming life in 5 words.
Chill games, chill games, raise the numbers. Those are two different statements because I like RPGs and I like chill games. So chill games and raise the RPGs are just raising numbers.
Kevin, thank you for joining me on the Nintendo Therapy questionnaire.
So our spotlight this week, we played the Game Boy Advance game Mr. Driller 2. It's one of the most addictive puzzle games on the Game Boy Advance, blending fast-paced action with strategic thinking. Players control Sasumu Hori, a professional driller tasked with digging through colorful blocks while managing a limited air supply and avoiding crushing cave-ins. The sequel expands on the original formula with multiple game modes, new characters, and unique challenges, scenarios that keep every run feeling fresh. Its bright visuals, catchy soundtrack, and easy to learn, hard to master gameplay make it a perfect handheld experience and one of the most underrated puzzle games in the GBA library. Developed by Namco, Mr. Driller 2 remains a standout example of how simple mechanics can create endlessly engaging gameplay. So, Harrison, had you played this game before?
No, and given where I was in the world and when the game actually came out, I'm not surprised. And it's unfortunate too, because it certainly came around in America at a time when puzzle games and just in general puzzles were about to become very, very popular. Um, Very, very trendy during that time. But I mean, come on. I mean, I was playing some Game Boy Advance games on my Nintendo DS, but we've talked a lot on here. I mean, at this point, were we really looking back? I mean, it just a 2005 GBA game. I don't think I was buying any GBA games in 2005. How about you?
Yeah, it was pretty late into the system's life. No, almost all of my GBA memories are like those first 2 years where it's like um, Golden Sun and Mario Kart and um, what was the other? Oh, Advance Wars I played, and those are all like first or second year titles. I did play the Mr. Driller that came out. Which one was this? I'm trying to find it on the Mr. Driller wiki right now. There was like a DS one that I played and I really liked. I don't know which one that was, but I liked it. So that was my like experience with the franchise.
So this game can be seen as a spiritual successor or evolution to Dig Dug. But
Here it is. Mr. Driller Drill Spirits is the DS one, and it came
hmm,
out a year before this on the DS. So this is actually a newer game, but on an older system.
I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. But yeah, even if things were different and it came out at the right time, and I don't know, there's just so many other. The part that I'm struggling with is it has the drilling part to me, and I like games that have drilling and mining, like that aspect to it, and I like puzzle games, but the part that I struggle with is there's other puzzle games I'd rather play more, and I wish I could offer a solution on how I would change this game or change it at least for me, but I really don't.
Yeah.
I think it plays really. I think it plays pretty well. You know, like I think it plays good in short bursts. It's a good example. It's a great example, frankly, of a good portable game. So, um, I wish I could offer a little bit more to this conversation that we're having. You know, like how would I change it? But of course, very similar to Dig Dug. And um, did you mention that Susumu Hori is the son of Taizu Hori or Taizo?
No.
Susumu
No, I
Hori in
didn't know
this
that.
game is a son of Taizo Hori in Dig Dug. So this game can be seen as an evolution or spiritual successor to this game. But I think that's more just like the lore, not.
Hmm.
I don't know if there's anything that actually has like Nintendo telling us that there is that connection, or Namco rather, I should say. Um, but yeah, very similar to Dig Dug, Kuruin. Um,
Well, I
similar.
mentioned when we did Dig Dug 2 is that I am a huge fan of Dig Dug. I used to play it on my PC like constantly. So it's a game that I grew up with. So I really liked this game for reminding me of Dig Dug. So and I didn't know any of that. It had an actual connection. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and overall, collectible driller cards. That's cool.
Hmm.
Doesn't have any use besides telling you about the game more. Hell, I mean, now that we're talking about it, maybe there is a card that tells you more about this game, about the story and the connection. But I'm going off of the limited reviews that I had. So they called it a spiritual successor. I could certainly spend more time with it to unlock those as well. I certainly enjoy other Tetris, Dr. Mario, like other um, uh, Puyo Puyo, like games like that. And I cannot pull up the shared doc because I have too many things open, and I forgot to uh, rank it and compare it, which I was
Okay.
going to do. Rare occasion where I actually forgot to rank it. So I'm just gonna rank it later. Maybe I'll bring it up sometime. But Kevin, save me on this one. Where do you have it?
Well, I ranked it at, let me see, it's in my notes, number 61. So 61 puts it actually just below, and it's a tough game to beat, the NES version of Tetris. Um, and I had the Game Boy version of Tetris above the NES one, if you're wondering. So, yeah, it's below both versions of Tetris, but still a good game. It's above the Game Boy Mega Man games. I liked this a little more. So, I don't know. I think it's a great addition to the service. I think it's definitely a good game to just throw on for a little bit if you know, when you're looking for something that you don't have to think about too much, throw on some Mr. Driller. So, why don't we come over here? We'll spin this wheel, which will actually have no significance, but we'll see. We'll see what we're going to be playing
Hold
next
on,
week
I
on
can't
our
even get
spotlight.
over there. Wait, hold
There
on,
we go.
hold on. Make it significant. Now this is something that we should have done in the pre-show, but okay, we have
Hmm.
what, 8 numbers? All right, right. We have eight
Yeah.
numbers. All right, let me. All right, one of us should pick a system, and then can we just go off the dock or something?
Yeah, actually, the doc is got them in random order, so I can just give you the top six, and then instead of hitting like pick a random one, we can pick one of those six. You know what I'm
Sweet.
saying?
Sweet. So, okay, so I'm going to start the wheel and you're going to stop the wheel, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bam.
Okay, so going off the top six games in our random order, this will be one of the first six games. So let's see what we're playing next week. It's gonna be either NES Vice Project Doom, Tonic Trouble, Metroid Fusion, Super Mario Strikers, a Super Nintendo game called Sweet Hakuin, and Sega Genesis Wolf of the Battlefield Mercs. So let's see what we stop on. Oh, there's
Oh.
a seven. Number seven is Banjo Tooie. Did
Oh.
we do Banjo Kazooie yet? Nope, we didn't. It's still in the list. So we're doing Tooie before Kazooie.
So,
That'll be interesting.
should we do both?
Yeah, let's do both. Why not? I've played them both enough
Played
to
both. I've
talk
played
about
both
them.
before
So
we could do it. Sure. Let's do both.
yeah.
Cool.
All right, Banjo Kazooie Tooie double pack next week. Woo! Woo! Run around the studio.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm excited. Yeah.
And the crowd goes mild. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening this week. Thank you for joining us in our new studio. We will work out the kinks for next time we do this. And just keep in mind, we're Nintendo fans, not Nintendo experts. So we might have gotten some stuff wrong. If we did, leave a comment down below. I don't know what that could be, but it's in there somewhere. And join us next week for some Banjo Kazooie Tooie Kablooie. We'll see you then.